What's up, everybody? It's Rick Pino here from Get Wisdom. Have you ever wondered why getting rich seems to be easy for some and super hard for the majority of others? Well, in today's training, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly why getting rich can be easy for you. And it really comes down to what level of the game are you playing? Because here in just a moment, you're going to learn you're either playing the game or the game is playing you. We're talking all about it in today's training. Get ready. Now, I know for so many of us, we have just weird stigmas, even saying that sentence. Getting rich is easy. It makes people go, ooh, that feels weird or that feels strange. Yes, because you have been brainwashed. You've been indoctrinated by the cultural hypnotic societal mechanism to believe that rich is bad. Think about this. In all of the superhero movies, guess who the bad guy is? The rich guy, right? The rich guy, he's the bad guy, always, right? In all these movies, the bad guy is always this rich guy. You never see, a poor, broken, homeless person as the bad guy. It's always the big rich guy is always the bad guy. There's a reason for this, right? And in today's training, I'm going to be breaking down and even exposing some of the lies around this mindset. And would it be okay with you if I literally just taught you today why getting rich is easy? Is that okay with anybody here? Wave them in the screen like this if that's all right with you. I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Some of the concepts that you are about to learn in today's training, you have never heard these in your life. And the reason is because wealthy people, and especially the wealthy who are high up, they don't want you to learn this stuff. In fact, they have set up laws and rules and even systems to help themselves not just build wealth, but stay wealthy for multiple generations. And the stance on it is, it's kind of well, if you learn it, cool, and if you don't, sorry. I'm gonna play the game over here. You can keep doing what you're doing over there, and if you get it, cool, good for you. But we're not gonna expose everybody to this because we don't want everyone to know this knowledge. So is it okay if I just give you guys the secrets of the wealthy today? It literally took me probably 15 years of daily asking, seeking, knocking. This is not an exaggeration. My wife will tell you, for over a decade now, multiple hours a day, I spend studying, I spend listening to podcasts. I've read probably hundreds of books. That's not an exaggeration. Hundreds of books on financial literacy, on wealth, on business. Everything from the Bible to Bible-based books, all the way over to self-help, business development. I've read so much on it. And to this day, this morning, I spent 2 hours studying the markets and studying what's going on around the world in finances. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying this to say the number of valuable pieces of information I'm going to be sharing with you today, it took me years. And now you can literally get it over the next, 30, 45 minutes, an hour, who knows how long it'll go. So is that all right with you guys? Is anybody ready for this? Drop some fire emojis down in the comments if you guys are ready. And I'm telling you, get ready to take crazy serious notes today, okay? The first thing I need you to write down, and we're gonna just lay the foundation right here, and the concept is this, okay? Getting rich isn't complicated. I know that so many of us, we were raised, whether it was in culture, culture, or church or society, to think well, man, getting rich is so hard, building wealth is so hard. And in fact, if you are wealthy, they use terms like filthy rich, right? Oh man, they're filthy rich. Why would you attach that word to something like rich? Because again, it is so woven into our culture to try to keep people poor. And here in a moment, I'm going to show you why. And hopefully your eyes will be open like mine were whenever I discovered everything I'm about to reveal to you, okay? So number one, first and foremost, getting rich isn't complicated. It's not some secret locked away in some dusty book somewhere that only millionaires and billionaires get access to, okay? The real secret when it comes to wealth, the real secret is this, guys, and if you're taking notes, write this down. The real secret when it comes to wealth is this: wealth is brutally simple. Wealth is brutally simple. It is so simple, okay? But the cultural hypnotical societal mechanism brainwashes you your whole life to believe otherwise. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this whole entire system that says, here's how to make money, guys. Go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, work really hard, save, invest, into the stock market. And hopefully one day, whenever you're like 60, 70 years old, maybe if you did good enough, hopefully then you'll have enough to maybe be okay to quote unquote retire. Has anyone here ever heard that before? Maybe you found yourself in that trap before? Well, I submit to you, that's exactly what society wants you to believe is this is how to make it. But how many here understand that I know countless people, just like yourself, who they wake up in their mid 60s, late 60s, early 70s, worked their whole entire life, like hard working, amazing people, but worked their whole life, extremely hard workers, and they wake up towards the latter part of their life with nothing to show for it. Well, shoot, man, I went to school, I went to college, I got a degree, I climbed the corporate ladder, I saved, I invested into the stock market, and here I am now, like in my late 60s, early 70s, I don't got anything to show for it. I know so many people like this, and chances are you do as well, right? And so why is this happening, and how can we break free from it, right? Like the reason why, and maybe you probably want to write this down, the reason why most people never unlock real wealth is because they don't want to become the person it takes in order to access it. Like, here's a punchline, man. So many people, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to wealth creation, finances, etc., so many people, they want wealth to be smooth. They want it to be easy. They want there to be no problems, right? They would rather work a little, complain a lot, expect the world to hand them the gold that they feel entitled to. But that's not how it works, is it? No, of course not, right? Like those broke-minded people who are in the system, who are getting played by the system, they believe the lies that society tells them, like, oh, just work hard and it will all work out somehow. Has anyone here ever heard those before? Maybe you grew up on like, well, just work hard and like, man, it'll work out, you'll be fine, right? But guess what? People who believe that lie and give their whole entire lives to that lie, most of them wake up in the latter part of their life with nothing to show for it except for a tired body and a tired mind because they grinded into the system exactly the way the system designed for them to grind in it. Most of these hardworking people just grind. They wake up with nothing to show for it. I don't desire that for you. And here in just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free. Somebody in the comments shout, break free, break free, break free. Friends, you don't have to live underneath the lie and the system that society is trying to keep you under, okay? And here in just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how to break out, okay? So this whole entire lie, just work hard, is a lie designed to keep you stuck, delusional, and most importantly, it's a lie designed to keep you as a worker and not an owner. Think about that for a minute. What is the difference between a worker and an owner? Well, I submit to you that broke-minded people work hard, and most of them have nothing to show for it, but wealthy people are owners, not just workers. So I submit to you, as you go down the road of your wealth creation journey, you need to start flipping your mindset from, like, how can I work harder to how can I work smarter and how can I become an owner? What is he talking about, an owner? I'm talking about owning businesses, owning assets, owning real estate, owning property, owning assets that feed you and not liabilities that bleed you. Here's a huge secret when it comes to wealth, okay? If you're taking notes, write it down. Huge secret when it comes to wealth. Money flows. We're going to break this down. I can't wait. Money flows to those who can see reality as it really is and not as they wish for it to be. Money flows to those who can see reality as it really is and not just those who wish for it to be a certain way. What does that mean? It means you need to first and foremost take massive responsibility. Somebody in the comments shout massive responsibility. It means first and foremost, you must take massive responsibility and accountability for your current financial situation. As long as you are continuing to blame, well, I didn't come from a wealthy family and no one ever taught me this stuff and I never learned it, so boo-hoo, I'm just in the same position that I've always been in. You need to stop believing in those limitations because they don't believe in you. You need to take massive responsibility and accountability because wherever you're at in your finances right now, it's your fault, but you are also the solution. Are y'all tracking with me? Waving a screen like this if y'all are tracking with me, right? So you need to take massive responsibility and accountability for your current financial situation. You need to understand to see reality as it really is. If you desire for money to flow to you and flow through you, you need to be able to see reality as it really is and not just the way that you hope and wish for it to be. Okay? And this one is very, very important. And next, you need to understand wealth creation. Oh man, write this one down. This one's so good. Wealth creation is a game that you either play or it plays you. I need to ask you a question. Are you getting played? Like DJ Khaled said, congratulations, you played yourself. That's what most people in culture, most people in society are doing. They're getting played by the game. They're not playing the game, they're getting played by the game. I promise you, if you are not playing the game at the level that I'm about to show you how to play it at, the game is playing you. Period. And that's exactly how the system was designed to try to keep you poor, to try to keep you broke, to try to keep you as a worker and not an owner. The reality is this, my friends, wealth doesn't come to the dreamer. It comes to those who are willing to learn to play the game, and watch this, and play the game by the real rules and not the fake ones. Somebody in the comments shout, real rules. See, because I submit to you, just like I grew up, most of our lives, we were taught these fake rules on how to play the money game. And what they never show you is that, oh, look, if you just do this and this and this and this, go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, save, invest in the stock market, and hopefully one day, whenever you're somewhere out there, old and gray, you might have enough. They were literally setting you up not to play the game, but for the game to play you. Has anyone here ever been played by the game? Do you feel like the game played you for a little bit? Here's a better question. Are you done with the game playing you and you're ready to learn how to play the game? Shout yes in the comments if that's you. Like here's the punchline, guys. You've got to learn how to play the game by the real rules, not the fake one, okay? If you're taking notes, write this next piece down. Most people are poor and broke because they are unwilling to get uncomfortable. Period. Most people are poor and broke because they're willing to get uncomfortable. Think about it. They go to work. They make what they believe is a decent living, right? They come home, they eat dinner, they watch TV, and they can't wait for the weekend. Let me tell y'all something. Lean into the screen right now and listen to Uncle Ricky P's voice just for a second. I need you to understand something right quick. I need to tell you something. If you're living for the weekend, you're in a broke system. I can't wait for the weekend, bro. Exactly. That's exactly what they want for you. It's exactly how the system is designed. Man, let's work them to the bone and have them can't wait for the weekend. whew, this weekend I can't wait to just unwind and relax and unplug and just veg out a little bit. Yes, because guess what? You're grinding so hard in that hamster wheel that your body and your mind are so physically beat down that you don't have the capacity to try to expand and grow yourself into the person that it takes, not just to be a worker, but to become an owner. If you don't learn how to play the game will play you and you won't play it. Most people are poor, they're broke because they're willing to get uncomfortable, right? They want to go. This is so crazy, y'all. If you're taking notes, write it down like this. One stream of income is too close to 0 streams of income. Now, one thing I always teach my students, okay? You don't start trying to build multiple streams of income. You build a stream of income at a time. But over time, as you build this stream and get it strong, okay, and here in just a moment, I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? I got a little framework for y'all, don't worry. But as you build this stream of income and it gets really strong, when it gets stable, when it gets strong, it becomes easier. Like one thing you're going to learn about wealth creation, okay, is that there is a law called the economies of scale. And what that literally means is that doing things at scale, large thinking is easier than doing things small. Like think about this. Whenever you are like small thinking, everything feels hard, right? Like, oh man, gosh, creating my first digital product, that just seems so hard. Or like, man, trying to get my business built, it's just so hard. This is so hard, it's so hard. You know why it's hard? Because you haven't yet become the person. But whenever you give yourself to repetition and you say overwhelm and anxiety and all of these feelings are not going to be bigger than me, I am going to be bigger than them. I will figure this out. It has to work or it has to work. And when I level up, this is inevitably going to get easier. Just like walking. When you first started walking, it was super hard. How do I know that? Because all of us started like this. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, and then you fall over and you get a little boo-boo and you cry. But you didn't just like go, oh man, walking ain't for me, man, I'm not figuring this out. No, you didn't just lay up in the bed the rest of your life, you figured it out, right? Same thing with driving, right? When you're first starting out, I remember when I was first starting out and now my daughter's starting to drive, right? And so I'm reliving this again. It's like so much information overload. You're like, okay, 10 and 2, and there's like blinkers and mirrors, and try not to wreck, and what side of the road am I supposed to drive on, and what do the lights mean, and what do the signs mean, and oh gosh, don't push too hard on the gas, don't push too hard on the brake, and how do I do this? Do I do 2 feet or just 1 foot? Oh my gosh, it feels so overwhelming in the beginning, but how many of y'all have just driven home on autopilot before because you've done it 100 times? Wave at me on the screen like this. You like come to and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm home. That was really weird and scary. Thank God I didn't wreck. Yeah, because you've done it so many times, it's not nearly as hard as it was in the beginning. That's the economies of scale. When you start doing things at a larger level, it just gets easier. That's how people are like, you're like, how in the world are these guys and gals building these businesses? It's like anything they touch just turns to gold because it's economies of scale. You can play big or you can play small. It's all going to cost you the same level of mental space. It's going to be the same level of stress or whatever. So might as well play big instead of playing small. Might as well go hard and not just go soft. Might as well go all in and not a little bit in. Are y'all tracking so far? So you've got to be willing to get uncomfortable. Because the problem with comfort, if you're taking notes, write it down. Comfort is the enemy of ambition. And comfort, here's the even scarier part. Comfort makes you easy to control. For real, for real. I don't want to get uncomfortable. I'm just going to go to my job, try to, do my thing. I can't wait for the weekend. Oh my gosh, pay my taxes. I'm not even going to try to save any money on my taxes. I'm just going to do whatever the government tells me to do. They can take whatever they want to take. Before you even see a dime of your own paycheck, they take the money first. What? Have you ever thought of it that way? Think about that. Before the check even hits your account, like Uncle Sam's already pulling taxes from you. Why? Because he knows, well, shoot, they're so beat down in their mental and in their physical body, they don't have the capacity to learn the game. They're just going to stay a worker, and only the owners are going to actually play the game and not be played by the game. So let's keep them comfortable so we can continue to control them, so we can continue to keep them working super hard for us, keep them paying the highest level of tax out of anybody in the nation. They're workers. As a business owner, I pay less percentage of taxes than you. Why? Because I own a business. Because I don't get played by the game, I play the game. Right? Are y'all getting this so far? Is this starting to kind of, maybe some puzzle pieces are coming together for you? If you're taking notes, write this one down, man. Here's the reality, okay, guys? Most people never build financial freedom because it's way less about building a business, and it's way more about building yourself. Financial freedom is way less about building your business, and yes, of course, you should build your business, duh. But financial freedom is way less about building your business, and it's way more about building yourself. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Why are most people not financially free yet? Because most people, they know subconsciously that building yourself is much harder than building a business. Why? Because if you're going to build yourself, you have to get radically accountable. You have to make some decisions that you are no longer going to just accept things as they are. You have to risk. You have to risk being thought of as like, she's crazy, he's lost his mind. I can't tell you how many people to this day just go on the internets and you will gladly see how many people are like, Pino lost his mind. He doesn't even love Jesus anymore. He worships mammon now. He's all about the money, like blah, blah, blah. Like you have to be willing to risk being misunderstood. You have to be willing to learn to play the game differently than most people understand how the game is played. Because they don't know. Guys, it's literally the Matrix. It's literally the Matrix. They don't know it yet, but they're being played by the game. They think they're playing the game, but they're not. They're being played by the game, and anyone who plays the game, oh, they're quote unquote filthy rich. Oh, they're all about the money. Who does she think she is? She's a businesswoman now? Oh, look at her. Oh, wow, she wants to go for more? You shouldn't be that greedy, girl. Oh, who does he think he is? Oh, he probably just worships mammon now. He's all about the money now. Oh, he's going to build a business? Oh, yeah, let's see how that goes. Man, comfortable people will work their whole life for someone else's dream. They will pay the most taxes with no questions asked. They won't ever learn anything different that's outside their comfort zone, and they can be easily manipulated, managed, and controlled. Period. If any of this is stinging a little bit, maybe you are being played by the system, and maybe you're not quite playing the system yet, right? If you're taking notes, write it down like this. The person who owns the system. Somebody in the comments say, own the system. The person who owns the system, they're the ones who get rich. But the person who plays inside of the system, they're the ones who stay poor. And that, my friend, is like I've been telling you for the past however many minutes together. That's why getting rich is brutally simple. It's not about luck. It's not about being smart. How many people here understand, like, it's so crazy. In the past 10 plus years, when my wife and I have been in our financial journey, I cannot tell you how many like super, super rich people, wealthy people that I've met who are dumber than a box of rocks, bruh. In fact, that's one of the ways that I actually started building wealth. I would meet people who I'm like, oh my God, if he got rich, you better believe I'm about to be rich. If that mug can do it, you better believe I'm about to get rich. Like it wasn't about being lucky. It wasn't about being smart. It's not even about working harder. It's about having the courage to not play by the rules that were never designed for your success in the first place. Let's talk about those rules for a second. Here in just a moment, I'm going to give you guys a really powerful framework that you can use today to break free out of this matrix. Okay? Let's talk about those rules I'm talking about for a second. Okay? So the rule, if you're taking notes, write it down like this. The rules of the poor are work hard, save, and hope and pray. I'm just going to work hard. I'm just a hard-working person. I'm not that greedy. I just want to work hard and bless God and just have enough. How are you going to take care of anybody else if all you have is enough? You can't take care of anybody else but yourself if you don't have more than enough. That's the most selfish way to think. I'm not that greedy. No, you're actually extremely selfish. Let's not talk about greed. Let's talk about selfishness for a second. Because if all you have a vision for is just enough for me and mine, you literally are not doing the Bible, because a righteous man or woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. And I've literally had people try to rebuke me. Oh, Rick, store up not for yourself treasure on earth where moth and rust destroy. Exactly. Store up not for yourself. But it doesn't say don't store up, period. It says don't store up for yourself. I'm not storing up for myself. I'm storing up for my children and my children's children, because I am a righteous man. And me and my wife desire to be righteous and build something that lasts. Yes, we'll leave a spiritual inheritance. Duh. But I actually want to leave an inheritance, not just of money. I'm going to be leaving an inheritance of wealth. Wealth is not money. Wealth is a mindset. It's financial literacy. It's what I'm trying to share with you today here. So the rules of the poor are work hard, save, and just hope and pray everything goes exactly, oh, thank you, Lord, it's just all going to work out. That's the rules of the poor, okay? The rules of the rich are, write this down, guys. The rules of the rich are own, control, multiply. Own, control, multiply. When I say control, I'm not talking about controlling, like, oh, he's so controlling or she's so, I'm talking about literally being in control, like stewarding, right? You are in charge. You are in control. You are stewarding. You own, you control slash steward, and you multiply. Okay, here's an example. Is anybody learning anything today? Are you getting like fired up? Is your financial literacy growing? Drop some fire emojis down in the comments if that's you. Okay, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, imagine this. Okay, 2 people. How many people? 2. Okay, imagine this. 2 people. The first person, they work a 9-to-5 job. Every month they work hard to earn a paycheck so they can go pay their bills and try to have enough left over so they can save a little bit of the portion of their paycheck. And hopefully one day they'll have enough. The second person, okay? Second person takes that same time and that same energy, but chooses the more risky route of building a business. Investing and learning new skills. Investing into and learning new skills. Learning skills like marketing, sales, financial literacy, right? Not just like going and plugging into the matrix like, you know, hi ho, it's off to work we go. And I wonder why I woke up old and I was broke. Duh. That was a pretty fire song. In fact, I'm going to throw that up on Spotify. Let's get that thing copyrighted right now. That thing going to go viral. The point I'm trying to make to you is this, okay? Out of these 2 people, within a matter of 10 years, okay, arbitrary, right? Within a matter of 10 years, person number 1 has maybe a little bit saved, but they're tired, they're worn out, their body's broken, their mind is broken because they've grinded the hamster wheel extremely hard with only a little to show for it, if anything at all. But the second person who is willing to take a risk on themselves, to take a chance on themselves, the second person over the course of, let's just say 10 years, who says, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to learn, I'm never going to give up, overwhelm is not going to be bigger than me, anxiety is not going to be bigger than me, I'm going to figure this out, I'll never give up, it's going to work on me until it works for me, and I'm going to commit to the process. That person, okay, in a matter of literally of 10 years, this is me, in a matter of 10 years, that person now owns assets, owns cash flow, and has time freedom and financial freedom. That's it, guys. That's literally it. That's how these rules work, okay? Same hours, same years, but two completely different outcomes. Why? How in the world could these two people spend the same hours, the same years, but have two completely different outcomes? Why? Because one played by the rules designed for safety and comfort, but the other played by the rules designed for freedom and ownership. Period. Now, here's the psychology behind it all, okay? People are scared of risk. It's natural for people to be afraid of risk, right? They fear failure more than they desire success. Have you ever been there before? Have you ever found yourself before like, I'm more scared of failing than I am of having the success that I desire, so I'm not even going to go for it. Don't find yourself there anymore. Break out of the matrix, baby. Let's go. That fear keeps them locked in cages that they built for themselves, that the system literally designed for them to build around themselves. They cling to the idea of stability and safety, not realizing the lie of job security and stability are the biggest illusion out of all of them. Like, here's a crazy story for y'all, okay? Just this past year alone, I know two people, okay? Two different, very high earning people. Both of them made multiple six figures. I will tell you this, both of them, because you don't know who they are, both of them made over $400,000 per year each, just this past year, okay? And in a moment, person number one lost their job and was literally like scraping, like, what am I gonna do? But they had job security, right? Person number two was like highest level in their company, like, oh man, it's all good, it's all gravy train, it's all like all is well. And boom, he walked into the office one day, hey, we're so sorry, sir, we have to let you go. Let me go? What are you talking about? I worked here for 20 plus years. Sorry. That's how the corporate machine works, man. That's how the corporate monster works. It's literally like there is no job security. That's why I'm trying to teach y'all one stream of income is too close to zero streams of income. And please hear me, you don't build multiple streams of income at the same time. You build one at a time, but whenever you switch your mindset from how can I work harder to make a little bit more money to how can I work once and have something pay me forever. Here in a moment, we're going to talk about that. That's called leverage, okay? Guys, jobs can vanish. Economies can change. Inflation will 100% of the time eat your savings alive. And that means the safe path is actually the riskiest path of all. You have to flip your mindset on this, man. If you're taking notes, write this down. Only the bold can create wealth. Not the timid, not the scared, not those who give up. Only the bold can create wealth. Not the timid, not the scared, and not those who give up. Everything God has for you is on the other side of fear. One of the most needed, yes, yet lacking virtues that most people have is the virtue of courage. Listen, I want you to keep your tender heart, but you better grow a backbone. I don't know if you've ever been alive for more than 30 years, but man, it can get rough out there sometimes. Has anybody here ever lived enough life? Usually it's after 30 years or so. You start living enough life, you're like, man, it's kind of rough out there. I got punched in the face today. Things didn't quite go the way I thought. Man, it was kind of hard out there. Guess what? Keep your heart tender, but you better grow a backbone. Because if not, that system will gladly play you. Here's what you need to understand. When it comes to flipping your mindset on this stuff, guys, and here in just a second, I'm going to give you the three-part framework, okay? But when it comes to flipping your mindset on this stuff, guys, you need to ask yourself, instead of asking yourself, what if I fail? Start asking yourself, what if I never even try? What if it doesn't work? What if you never even try? I guarantee you this, if you never try, it definitely won't work. If you want to guarantee that this won't work, don't even try. Don't go for it. Don't break out of the matrix. Don't take the red pill. What is it, the red pill or the blue pill? Don't take the pill out of the matrix that pulls you out the matrix. Just keep on going through, like, I'm going to go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, save a little bit of money. Hopefully one day I'll wake up. Hopefully it's just all going to work out. Thank you, God. I'm praying really hard. Hopefully it just works. It's not what if I fail. It's what if you never try. So here's what we've been waiting for, okay? Now that I've given you guys a bunch of context to consider, how exactly does someone build real wealth and actually get rich? Would anybody here like to know how? It's okay if you don't. Would anyone here like to learn how? If that's you, shout yes in the comments. Because it's way more simple than you could have ever imagined, okay? Come with me to the board and let's break it down, okay? The first thing you need to do, number one, you must build your skills. What does this mean? It means you've got to get so good at what you do that you cannot be ignored. Like you've got to be the best of the best of the best. Whether you are in, let's say you are a waitress, you better become the best waitress that place ever saw in their life. Maybe you are a car salesman. You better become the best car salesman that ever existed on planet Earth, bruh. Maybe you're into sourdough bread making. Like, this is what I love. My wife and I, we have the same mindset. So earlier this year, my wife got into fresh, what is that thing called? Fresh milled grain, right? To where you you mill your own grain and like you make your own stuff from scratch. And at first I was like, dang, babe, this is crazy. Because she's like literally going to like farmers' houses and like buying grain from like the field. I'm like, this is intense, right? And then she like go over here and she like buy this stuff. And before I know it, like she's like cranking on this stuff. And now like she's the best of the best of the best at this. In less than 6 months, there's like tons of people reaching out to her for insight and help. And she's like, man, maybe I'm going to start some. I'm like, you can if you want. Like, this is like, it's blown up. It's absolutely blown up, especially here in our local community. It's gone like wildfire because she has a mindset. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. If you're taking notes, write it down like this. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything, man. Are you going to do it a little bit, or are you going to do it a lot, or are you going to max it out? It's so funny. My team laughs because anytime I'm like, guys, I had an idea, they all brace for impact, because it's never going to be just like this little like, hey, let's do this little thing. It's always like, what if we blew it out explosion level? It's going to be super messy. It's going to be absolutely wild. It probably won't work, but what do you guys think? Should we try it or not? And they're like, let's do it. And honestly, 80% of the time it works, 20% of the time it doesn't. But guess what? 80% is a lot better than 0%. I would rather go big than not play at all, right? So the punchline is this: you've got to build your skills, man. You've got to become the best of the best of the best. It's not God's will for you to just be okay. Like, well, I'm okay at playing guitar. I'm okay at being a grandma. I'm okay at health and fitness. No, become the best. Like, get so skilled, they can't ignore you. Are y'all tracking with me? Wave them in the screen like this if y'all are tracking with me, right? In fact, if you're taking notes, write this down. Ecclesiastes 10:10. I talk about this verse from time to time. Ecclesiastes 10:10 says it like this, guys. If the axe is dull and you don't sharpen the edge, someone in the comments say sharpen the edge. If the axe is dull and you don't sharpen the edge, then you must use more strength to accomplish your goal. But the next part of the verse says, but wisdom or skill brings success. You know why life feels so hard for you sometimes? Because you're not skilled enough yet. You know why relationships feel so hard sometimes? Because you're not skilled enough yet at relationships. You know why money feels so hard? Because you're not skilled enough yet. You know why this feels hard and that feels hard? Because you're not skilled enough yet. And that's not me trying to come down on you. That's me literally trying to encourage you. All you got to do is sharpen the axe. Like, think about it. The person who has a very, very, very sharp axe, they only got to give a couple of soft chops and the tree falls down. And the person who has a dull axe head, they're sitting there just working super hard. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Oh, this is so hard. How does anybody do this? This is the hardest thing. Yeah, it's hard because you're not sharp. Somebody in the comments shout, build your skills. You've got to start building your skills, man. Build your skills. Get so good at the thing that you have given yourself to that people can't ignore you. Become the best of the best of the best. Don't have this mindset of like, well, I don't really want to be the best. Why? Like, if you're not going to be the best, then don't even do it at all. It's so funny. I was on a date with my wife this past week and we were just catching up and stuff. And I said, I had the weirdest dream the other night. I had this dream that I was coaching this guy and I was like all up in his face and I was literally screaming at him, if you're not going to be the best at this, then don't even start. Like, only do this if you're going to dominate. Like, that's literally me in my dream. Like, so not only am I doing it to you here, I do it in my sleep as well. So that means it's really me, right? Like, my real Rick Pino-ism is I have a desire to just dominate, right? Like, why? Because God put it in me in Genesis 1:26. He said, I bless you, be fruitful, multiply, and take dominion. What is that word dominion? It's to dominate, man. I don't want to just be like, well, we're just going to be one of the men. No, man, I want to be the best of the best. Not for the sake of tooting my own horn, not for the sake of flexing anybody. I want to be the best of the best because I believe in the parable of the talents. Matthew 25, if God's going to entrust something to you, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to bury it? Or are you going to max out and say, how can I take this thing and double it and triple it and quadruple it? Because I understand how God works now in that sense. If God can entrust something to you and he can find you faithful because you're out here not going, well, I don't want to go too crazy. No. If we can max this thing out and actually multiply the thing that God has given us, guess what he's going to do? He's going to come back and be like, wow, great job, girl. Great job, bro. Here's some more. If you could be faithful with that, I'm sure you can be faithful with this. Take some more. It's the story of my life, man. I'm not more special than you. I'm not more graced than you. I'm not more anointed than you. I might just be a little bit more tenacious than you. I might just grind a little bit more than you. I might just believe in myself a little more. Like, it's nothing special here, guys. You can do this as well. You've got to sharpen your axe. You have to build your skills. Somebody in the comments shout, build your skills. You got to get skilled, man. If you're tired of life being hard, if you're tired of money being hard, build your skills. Sharpen your axe so you no longer have to use so much force to do the same thing that someone who's skilled, someone who's sharp, you're like, why is it so easy for them? Because they're skilled, because they're sharp, because their axe isn't dull, right? Are y'all tracking? Second thing you got to do here, guys, now that you are building your skills, okay? The next thing you've got to do, real quick, let me just put this out there. I had a couple notes here I forgot. If you're taking notes, write it down like this. Develop skills that create value. Develop skills that create value, okay? Because here's the punchline, guys. You get paid according to the level of the problem you solve. You get paid according to the level of the problem you solve. For instance, if you solve a big problem, that equals getting paid big. If you solve little problems, that equals getting paid little. If you solve a common problem for a lot of people, Amazon, Netflix, right? If you solve a little problem for a ton of people, that equals getting paid a ton of money. It's simple, right? So develop skills that create value. Why? Because of this. Number 2. Now that you're building your skills, now that you're sharpening your axe, now that you're creating value in the market because you're becoming more skilled, the next thing you need to do build your leverage, okay? What does that mean? It means use your skills to create leverage. Leverage means you get so good at your skill that eventually you get more from your effort than the level of effort that you put in. Are y'all tracking? Like, how many of you here, you've done something for a long time, and now you feel like, man, I could do that in my sleep. If that's you, wave at me like this, right? Like, it's actually so easy for you. You literally feel, I could do that in my sleep. And it doesn't have to just be a job or like a business. I'm talking anything at all. Maybe you're like, I could do soccer in my sleep. I could juggle in my sleep. That's awesome, because guess what? Now that you feel like you can, quote unquote, do it in your sleep, you're at the skill level where now you can create real leverage. Why? Because if it's so simple for you and you can literally, quote unquote, do it in your sleep, then guess what? It takes no conscious effort now. It takes no conscious energy from you to actually just do the thing. But what if you could, because it's so simple for you now, what if you could literally just go, well, it's so easy, I could just do a whole bunch of it and it doesn't even like cost me any mental space, no energy. That's called leverage, right? You can literally get to the point in your skills to where you get to the point where you can get more from your effort than the level of effort you put in. You can get there, guys. So it all comes down to leverage. Has anyone here ever heard me talk about the story of Archimedes? Anyone here? If you have or if you haven't, some have, some haven't. So let me just share this again, okay? So there's a story of a Greek mathematician named Archimedes, okay? He's the guy who came up with the phrase Eureka, okay? And so one day, the guy he's sitting there trying to like discover this math problem, and he figures it out. He goes, Eureka, that's how he got famous. But watch this, he had another saying that said this: give me a lever and a sure foundation, and I can move the earth. Real quick, watch this, okay? Let's say this boulder represents your financial and time freedom, okay? And here you are over here, just little old you, trying your hardest in your own strength to move this gigantic boulder, and you're just like, man, it's impossible. There's no way I can move this huge boulder. I can't get there in my finances. I can't get there in my time freedom. This is just so hard. Well, yeah, it is if you're trying to move it in your own strength, but guess what? You need to get leverage. Somebody in the comments shout, get leverage. Archimedes said, give me a lever, right? And a sure foundation, and I can move the earth. So here's the cool part now, okay? Same little old you or me with the same little strength, instead of trying to exert our force against the boulder itself, all we need to do is we need to exert our force on the lever. And guess what happens? Now the thing that seemed impossible to do or impossible to move, it becomes easy to move. And if you have a lever that's long enough, and if you have a sure foundation that's sturdy enough, you can literally, like with your pinky finger, move gigantic objects. It's called leverage, guys. This is how cranes work, right? Have you ever seen a crane? Like, how the heck is a crane putting up this gigantic building? Because it's literally working off of a lever. Are y'all getting this? When you get skilled to the point where you're like, I can do it in my sleep. Now, because it takes no extra effort from you to do the thing, now you can create leverage. So yes, if you don't have a lever, if you're not skilled, okay, if you don't have a system, for me, the lever is skill, and the sure foundation, that's a system, okay? We're gonna talk about that in a second. But if you don't have this, then of course, trying to exert your effort against the boulder itself, that's super hard. But guess what? If you have a lever, skill, and you have a sure foundation, a system, all you got to do is just with your pinky finger, just do this, and it becomes so easy because you can do it in your sleep. Somebody in the comments one more time, shout leverage, leverage, leverage. So the first thing you got to do is you got to start working on your skills, man. What I teach with digital products, it's not just so you can inherently have a digital product. Yes, that's awesome. But what I'm actually trying to teach is I'm trying to teach you some skills that don't just build your business, they build you. Because if you can become the person, doing the stuff gets really easy. Are y'all tracking with it? So here's the punchline, okay? A job, that's low leverage. Why? Because a job, you trade an hour for a paycheck. Like 1 hour for one paycheck, right? But a business is high leverage because one digital product, or one video sales letter, one offer, one sales funnel can reach thousands, even millions of people. Like, can I keep it 100 with y'all right quick? Wave me the screen like this if I can keep it 100 with y'all. This is so crazy. I created about 15 or 20 videos at the beginning of this year in 2025. I created like 15 videos as ads, right? And I shot some videos. We shot a couple at my house. We just shot them, blah, blah, blah. And those videos, like only 15 videos, have made me millions and millions and millions of dollars this year. Why? Because of leverage. I created the videos one time and I run them as ads, and literally they just leverage all this traffic into my sales funnel that we created one time. And guess what? The one sales funnel that we created, I leverage it now, and now it creates millions of dollars for me. And I have one challenge where we got it so skilled that now I leverage the one, like we do the work one time and we got so good at doing it because we sharpen our skills to the point, now we just create leverage, man. Are y'all getting this? You can easily do this as well if you decide to stop being played by the game and start playing the game. Anybody here ready for that? Drop some fire emojis down in the comments. You got to start thinking in leverage, man. See, poor people think like this. How can I make more per hour? But wealthy people, we think like this. How can I create something once that pays me forever? That, my friend, is leverage. Rich people, wealthy people, we are always looking for leverage. We aren't trying to work harder. We're not afraid of working hard, but we're not trying to just work hard for the sake of working hard. We're looking for ways to work smarter. It's called leverage. But if you're taking notes, write it down like this. Leverage takes courage. Leverage takes courage. Why? Because you must be willing to face failure. You must be willing to risk looking stupid or being misunderstood. You must risk the potential of losing money. Leverage takes courage, and that's why most people can't stomach it. And honestly, that's why most people who are poor stay poor, because they would rather choose safety than risking skills and leverage. Poor people stay safe, but they stay broke. But rich people, the few who can endure the pain, we end up free. And lastly, guys, number one, build your skills. Number two, use those skills to create value so that way you can get so good at them, you can start leveraging it. And then number three, guys, build your systems. Build your system. Multiply your leverage to create financial freedom and time freedom. Okay? If you're taking notes, write this down. Wealthy people know that cash is trash. Cash is trash, man. Why? Because if you are holding cash and just trying to save for the sake of saving, inflation eats up the value of your dollar faster than you can save it. That's why saving your way to wealth is a complete facade. It's a complete lie, right? Cash itself is trash, but cash flow is where it's actually at, man. When you get so skilled at your thing, and you get so good that people can't ignore you, and you get so good you can do it in your sleep, now you can start leveraging this skill, okay? Hopefully it's in your business, because we're talking about financial freedom today. Getting rich is simple, right? It's easy. Get so skilled you can't be ignored. Start leveraging that skill because you're so good at it now. It doesn't take any conscious effort for you to do. It's simple. It's easy. So now you can leverage it. And what you need to do is, as you leverage it, build some systems around that leverage to create cash flow, AKA build your business, right? Build your business in such a way that that thing can run without you, right? That cash flow still comes in no matter if you're there or not. You don't start there, right? But you can grow there if you just simply do these 3 steps. Very easy, right? When you leverage skills by putting systems in place. What systems am I talking about? Business systems, financial systems, investment systems. When you leverage your skill by putting these systems in place, guys, you turn on the money printing machine. How many of you here would like to have a money printing machine? Wave at me on the screen like this. Anybody here? Both your hands better be up like this. I have fantastic news for you. You already have one. It's right here. It's your mind, and it is fueled by creativity. It's fueled by tenacity. It's fueled by courage. And if you can just turn this money printing machine on, because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but all money is created in the mind. No, I'm not talking about manifestation. No, I'm not talking about any of that weirdness. I'm talking about as a man thinks, so he is. I'm talking about be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Romans 12. I'm talking about all money is created in the mind. And if you can dream it, you can do it. If you're willing to not give up, if you're willing to risk. And lastly, guys, what am I talking about on these systems? Okay. If you're taking notes, write this down. Every dollar is a soldier. I've not taught this for a long time, but I'm going to reteach this. Every dollar is a soldier, okay? What does that mean? Every dollar that you have is a soldier, okay? What most broke-minded people do is they send every soldier to its death by spending it on liabilities, right? So think about this, okay? Here is your soldier, and this is let's just say this is a $100 bill, okay? And here's his helmet, yeah, right? And he's going to battle. Gosh, this is terrible looking, but you get the point. Here's his shield, right? And then here's his sword. Oh, I don't know why it's a blunted sword. No, we get him a sharp sword, right? Yeah. Right, here he is. There's your $100 bill. He's a soldier. Yeah, let's go. But most broke-minded people, they're just like, man, I don't care that he's a soldier. I'm just going to kill him by spending him on liabilities. Let's just spend on liabilities. Let's just buy a bunch of junk that doesn't make us any money. And then they wonder why in the world it's so hard for us? Because you literally spent your soldiers who literally can fight for you. You sent them to their death by purchasing liabilities, okay? But wealthy people, we send every soldier, every dollar to battle to protect us and what? To create more soldiers. When you send your soldiers out to battle, okay, they create more soldiers. When your soldiers go out to war in the form of investments, investing into yourself, right? You literally start creating all of these soldiers. And before you know it, because you put them out to battle and you're setting up business systems, financial systems, investment systems, right? Before you know it, you have all these soldiers who are literally like protecting you on all places around you. In fact, the book of Proverbs calls this your financial fortress. And I'm rapping with this, guys, okay? Proverbs calls it the financial fortress. Okay, if you have the desire to build your financial fortress, stop sending your soldiers to their death by buying liabilities. Go buy some assets that create you money, right? Because now, wealthy people, we don't work for money, money works for us. When you systematize your leverage skill and multiply it, that's when you can use cash flow to purchase more assets. And this is the crazy part about this, okay? When you purchase an asset with leveraged skills, can I just break it down for y'all? I'm just gonna put the exclamation point at the end of all what I'm trying to teach y'all, okay? When you leverage your skills, okay, and start systematizing the leverage, here's what happens, okay? You can literally use that leverage to go purchase more assets because you turned on the money printing machine. And the crazy part is this, when you purchase an asset, you can borrow against your asset. Like if you have a home, you can do what's called a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, to where you don't lose any value of the home, you just take a loan out against the asset, and now you have all of this liquid cash that you can go invest into more assets. And the same with any kind of investment portfolio, whether it's real estate or crypto or stocks, whatever. That's what Elon Musk does. That's what Warren Buffett does. That's what Jeff Bezos does. That's what the wealthy do. We build skills, we leverage the skills, we systematize our stuff, then we go turn on the money printing machine, we go buy more assets, and then every asset that we buy, we borrow against it to get even more liquid out without losing the value of the asset, and we use this liquid to go buy more assets. Are y'all getting this? Like, this is so insane, man. It's so insane. Here's the punchline, guys. Getting rich is easy if you know which set of rules to play by. So ask yourself this question. I'm wrapping with this. Ask yourself this question. Which side do you desire to be on? Will you play it safe and follow the rules so the game plays you? Or will you take a chance, a risk on yourself? Will you risk? Will you fight? Will you build? Will you win so that you can play the game and the game doesn't play you?